Hey, it's your morning, guys. Kaye from 92.9 Eagle. Welcome back to the Eagle studio. Today and this week, I got 5 albums I think you should listen to all the way through to kind of help you get through the times of COVID. I've always been one that always loved records and albums and playing them all the way through, getting to know each and every song on the record. After hearing that one hit on the radio, and I go, oh, I got to find out more about this band. So we're going to maybe I'll do this every week, but I'd like to introduce you to 5 albums if you haven't listened to these in their entirety. Would be great, even with the kids around. This one here, I got this from my grandma back in 1976, December of 1976 for Christmas when it first came out. She just went to the record store and said, my son loves rock and roll. What should I get him? And the record guy says, well, this new one from the Eagles I heard is really good. Turned out to be one of the great albums of the 1970s, went on to win multiple Grammys. But I've always loved this record from the get-go, and it's one of those ones you can just listen to every song all the way through. And it's really easy now if you got the CD or, of course, digitally. Yeah, check it out. Hotel California. It includes the big hit Hotel California, New Kid in Town, the Grammy Award winner, Pretty Maids All in a Row, one of the great Joe Walsh tunes. So a great album to listen all the way through. Oh, I've had it since I was a kid. So there you go. Another great album to listen all the way through, I just totally love, is Elton John's Tumbleweed Connection. This one here had kind of themes of Western themes on here, the Old West. That's another reason why I liked it. Plus, it was just when Elton John was at the top of his game. Bernie Taupin as well as a songwriter. Not a lot of big hits on here, but Come Down in Time, Country Comfort, My Father's Gun. Matter of fact, I played Talking Old Soldiers on the Veterans Day 10 at 10. It makes me cry every time. But another cool track on here is the original version of Madman Across the Water, which clocks in at 8 minutes and 51 seconds. This album, just a great album, and I always listen all the way through every time I play it. So get this one, and it's great listening. Another great album I love is Steely Dan's Asia album. I've loved many a Steely Dan album, but this is my favorite, and it's only got 7 songs on here, but it runs close to an hour. It's got the classics Black Cow, I Got the News, Josie, and of course Peg was the big hit single. It's kind of fun to go onto YouTube and check out the making of Peg with the members of Steely Dan. Quite an intricate jazz rock album, and just groovy, and it's funky, and I love it. And I listened to it all the way through. So that's another good one. Another great album, and I tell you what, I am so missing live concerts, being out, doing shows and doing pre-shows and actually watching concerts. And another great album to play all the way through. And to get that concert experience is the awesomely recorded Live Bullet from Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. Every song on here is dynamite. It's a great recording. It's one of the best-selling live albums of all time, and it kind of takes you back to being at a live show, especially when you play it all the way through. And another one, a lot of people say, best of greatest hits compilations for housewives and little girls. Well, with the exception of Van Morrison's, the best of Van Morrison. This is like an album in and of itself. It's got his early stuff back with them, his hit music from the early 70s, and through about 1982 or 3. Some great songs on here, and it's one of those albums you can just listen to all the way through. Every song is great, and if you're not a huge fan of Van Morrison, this is a great place to start. The best of Van Morrison. So we'll see you on the other side, and maybe this weekend grab one of those albums and listen to it all the way through. I think you'll enjoy it.